Hello, everyone, and welcome. And thank you for joining me for Yoga in Our City's virtual studio. And this class is on chair yoga. And my name is Anne, and I'm happy to be with you this evening for 30 minutes. We may be slightly less than 30 minutes, but just in case, okay? Most of the times we wind up going a little bit over our time slot, and I do apologize for anyone that becomes a problem. But anyhow, do the best we can, right, with what we have. So tonight our program is from 5 to 5:30, and next week will be the same, and then we'll go back to our original schedule, which is 5:30, usually till 6. Okay. So let's start with a medical practitioner. If any of you have any conditions that you're unsure if you should begin a yoga practice or any exercise practice, please consult with your medical practitioner. Now, this is very important if you're pregnant, if you're nursing, if you are taking any medication, and or if you have any preconceived or pre conditions that may be of concern for you. Okay, all righty. So tonight, our focus is called Let Us Sit and Get Fit. So we're going to do everything on the chair. And you know, it's interesting. I was reading an article today about when yoga first started thousands of years ago. And yoga was basically sitting down. So they were doing chair yoga or mat sitting yoga way before anything else. So I said, wow. But they focused then on basically breathing, meditation, and stretching. All righty. So let's begin by, first of all, just noticing our bodies and being sure that we focus on our range of motion and our flexibility. And remember, there's no contest here. The only person that you want to be aware of is yourself. Okay. And as we continue to practice this beautiful gift of yoga, we become more and more internally oriented. So we begin to feel sensations that maybe are very new to us. But this is how we become more and more mindful of what's going on inside our bodies. Okay? All righty. So let's start this evening with our sitting mountain pose. And every week, this is the basic pose that we come back to if we just need to realign or we're taking a break from one asana or posture into the next. Okay, now, sitting mountain is a very active pose, all right? So we are engaging our whole body in sitting mountain. Okay, versus the slump pose, which would be like this. This is a lot of pressure on the lower back, on the neck, on the thoracic spine. So that's why we want to be very aware of ourselves in the sitting position. So we're going to start as we do always from the ground level up to the top of the head. So let's take our bodies and just move them to the edge of our chair and keeping in mind, of course, safety. So I have approximately, I'd say, 12-inch space from the mid part of my chair to the back. Okay, so I'm sitting forward in my chair. We want to take our feet now and we want to press them into the floor beneath us. And try to raise your toes up for a moment. And then bring the toes back down and then heels up and then back down. Now, there's the fatty part of our feet. Hopefully, we still have this nice cushion. So, right beneath the toes is the fatty part, and also, as you can see, where the heel is. Now keep the feet comfortably apart, or what we could do is take the fists, bring them right between the legs, and this would be our separation. This is the space we want between the legs. So first of all, we're going to take the feet and we're going to press those fatty parts of the feet right into the floor. Now, if your feet do not reach the floor, then you want to take your blocks and you want one block under one foot and the other block under the other foot. Ooh, boy, that was a stretch. All righty. So I don't need this, but I'm just going to demonstrate. So you can keep your feet comfortably on the block. And both of them would be up here, especially if your feet don't touch the floor. Okay? All righty. So otherwise, you don't need your block, but if you'd like, you can place it in the back of your chair. And I'm going to do mine lengthwise, and the reason being because mine is high. Okay, now take the fists, bring them straight up to the middle of the legs. And if you noticed, you can't help but allow the hips to be firmly placed into the hip sockets. It's almost like my body wants to sit up, to have that active sitting pose. All righty. Now we're going to take the fist and we're going to place the thumb under the chin. And we want to have the chin parallel to the floor. And then coming down, you want to take the right cheek. Now I'm going to put the block, down. We're going to take the right butt cheek, lift it up, hinge front to the side and the other side too, and feel the sits bones. Now the sits bones sit perfectly on the chair, and that allows our spine to come and lengthen in its natural, elongated method. Now we're going to take our fingers, put them together and zip up. And as you zip up, visualize the body nice and straight. Then you're going to take the shoulders and you're going to bring them forward up to the ears. Open the chest. Allow the breath to flow freely through the body. Now I am in alignment. Now, if we take the body and we divide it visually in half and then in a quarter, we have the lower, lower, and then upper, upper. So we may be very flexible in the lower part of our right body, but maybe we're a little tighter on the left. So you make your adjustments in your postures based again on your own physical body. And let's talk briefly about the drishti. The drishti is the spot in front of you, and this is a focus point. This allows the mind to focus on one spot, because otherwise we have that monkey mind, as we call it, and we have so many thoughts in a day. Now, if you prefer, you can look up to where the wall and the ceiling intersect, and that's as high as you want to raise the head or the neck, because we don't want to elongate or stretch or bring our chin forward. It puts too much strain on the back muscles of the neck. And I'll walk you through that always because that's my weak section. Today, I had to really move my neck very slowly and mindfully because I woke up whereby my pillow wasn't right last night. So I woke up with a very sore neck. So you're going to notice me, I'm going to focus on my neck because I want to have it begin to stretch and heal, but very slowly. All righty. So now we're ready. And we're going to start with our intention. Let's take the muscles on the lower part of the body and actively engage them. So we are using the bones in the muscles. Now, the muscles being stronger, to strengthen them, they will support the skeletal system. Okay. Now, we can relax more the upper body, but we still want that active sitting pose. Definitely, you don't want to come forward because then there's too much pressure on the neck. And this is something that we wind up seeing. We call it text neck. People on the cell phones, people texting, people having their heads down and doing their work at their desks. We need to be very, very mindful of this. All righty. Now we're going to start with an intention. And our intention this evening will be I will increase my flexibility. Let's say that 3 times together. You may say it out loud or just whisper it. The power of intention. I will absolutely increase my power of flexibility. I will absolutely increase my power of flexibility. I will definitely increase the power of my flexibility. And now just you can close your eyes and just breathe. Allow that beautiful thought, that strong affirmation to just resolute in your body and in your mind. And now we'll begin our breath. And we're going to simply inhale through the nose and exhale out through the nose. This will be our first complete breath. What we'd like to do this evening is to do more of a visualization. So we're going to place the hands on our belly, on our lower part of the 3-part breathing, right? Belly, rib cage, and then we have the upper chest. So this is the deep, long breathing that we want to get to. Okay, it's right here. Nice full breath. So you can close your eyes and let's begin. I'll do the counting. You just breathe. You can close your eyes or you can look at your drishti, whatever you prefer. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now I'll do the counting. We're going to do this 7 more times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, again. Two more. Try to lengthen the inhalation and lengthen the exhalation. Inhale, exhale. Now relax. You can keep your eyes closed. Notice how you feel. What is the quality of your breath? And we call the breath a superpower. And now let's start with the second part, which would be rib cage breathing. You take the palms, place them one on one on the other rib. And now we're going to focus on breathing. Again, we're going to inhale fully. Notice the rib cage expanding and then exhale. Keep the breath as long and as steadfast as you can. And just notice. I'll do the counting. I'm going to do 10 rib cage breaths. Now 5 more. Breathe deeply. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling out through the nose. One more. Beautiful. Relax the hands, the palms, and open your eyes for a moment. Now notice if you maybe feel a teeny bit dizzy. Maybe you need to relax and not do as many breaths because you're filling a lot of oxygen into the body on this full 3-part breathing. So if you do feel a little lightheaded, relax. You don't need to do 10. You could stop at 5. Okay? Again, you have ownership of yourself. Go inside your body and be aware of the sensations. Now let's move into the top, which is chest breathing. And you can place your fingers if you'd like, having them meet in the middle of the chest, maybe thumbs on the shoulders, and let's begin. Two more full breaths. And open and close your eyes. Notice the rise and the fall, the inhalation and the exhalation. Beautiful. Relax. Relax the hands. Relax the arms. And keep the eyes closed for a moment and just check in. Check in with your breath, the fullness of your breath. Any sensations one feels. Remember getting to know our inner feelings, our inner sensations. That's sometimes our clue, many times our clue. But we have to learn how to read our bodies. All righty. Now let's do one final breath, which is just synchronizing the breath with the movement. So I'm going to invite you, if you can, if you're on level 1, if your arms can only come this far, that's fine. That'll be your level. And then you're going to exhale. If you're on level 2, you're going to inhale, shoulder height, and then turn the palms and then bring them down. Now you may be at level 3. You're going to inhale, shoulder height, turn, and come right to the top. Palms facing each other and breathe 3 full breaths. Nice full breath. Last one, inhale, stretch those fingers right to the ceiling, lengthening the spine. active engagement of the lower body, and slowly exhale as slow as you can, as mindful. Turn palms and come all the way down. Now, again, the reason why we turn is it protects the rotary area of our shoulders. Okay? All righty, now let's begin. That was a lot of breathing that we just did, in the sense that we did almost 10 minutes of it. And the more you become familiar and enjoy the breathing, which is such a vital part of our health, our movements, and our yoga practice, okay? Always synchronizing the breath with the movement. Okay, now let's begin. And we have our rollers here. As I love with our warm ups, we always start with the lower body, with the feet. And we're gonna roll, and get the massage in our lower feet. And just stretch. Now I still have my block supporting my lower body, so I don't slump in the chair. So remember, keep in your mindfulness the active posture. Now it's nice because I put my hands on the side of the chair, and it allows my chest to expand, my shoulders back, as a reminder to open my chest and breathe. Okay, this feels great. So now rolling. And of course, if you don't have the roller, you can do a foot massage with your fingers or whatever else you have. Some people prefer a tennis ball, and that's fine too. Me, I like this long, elongated roller. Okay, now let me show you something, because this will serve a dual purpose. Now, some people like to feel massaging on the body, so we can do this right on the legs. Now I have my mic here, so I'm not going to be able to go up. But if you'd like, you can use your roller to massage, and you can go underneath the legs, right? And you can massage underneath the leg. It gets some blood flowing through those parts of the body. Okay, just as another way to do it. All righty. So that's what else. We can play with our rollers. We could play and learn new ways to get to know our bodies. Now, another way to do that is, okay, you can tap. Some people call it tapping, but you can tap your body. And again, you feel the sensations in the physical body. Okay, helps to move everything. And then let's do the other arm. Now I didn't do the legs this time because we did it with the roller, and I don't want to spend any more time, but you can do it on your own. And then let's do tap, tap, tap in the chest, around the shoulders, our back, our neck. This is where, oh, I love this. I even use the roller sometime in my neck, just the back of the neck, because as I mentioned, that's the weak area of my body. Okay. And of course, you want to always do chest, ribs. You can feel the different organs here. Okay. Your colon. Tap, 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 tap. And then you may want to do your back. Or if you have somebody in the house can tap your back, perfect. All righty. So that's that. So yeah, you want to get the body flowing. Now, what else we can do is, which is another great way to stimulate the body, is let's come back to sitting mountain, active posture, shoulders back. And now we're going to bring our hands forward, and let's start with the fingers. Stretch the fingers out. Remember, functional ability. We must keep the joints moving or flexible, because we're going to use that for so many. We need our joints, our fingers, our hands, our wrists to do so many activities within our home or outside of our home, pick up jars, open jars. And we want to keep as independent as we can as we move and age through life. Okay, palms together. And now let's intertwine the fingers, and let's do rolling the wrists. One way. Then we're going to reverse. Okay, now we're going to come down, around, and up, and use the breath for this. Now, depending again upon your level of flexibility, maybe this is level 2, let's say, but maybe you're only here, level 1. Then just stay low. If you can't raise the shoulders, that's okay. Or you may be at level 2. Okay, this way you can take the elbows, you can engage the different muscles in the upper arms. And again, let's make circles. So the level of flexibility is, so there's this chair yoga is for everybody, every single body, wherever you are. Some people may not be able to even raise their arms, and some have difficulty stretching up for whatever reasons. And reverse. All righty, beautiful. Now we're going to move into our first cat-cow. So let's take the hands, place them on our thighs. We're going to inhale. So what we do on the mat, we do on the chair, and come back. Cat-cow, moving that spine. We want that spine to remain flexible. We want to lengthen the spine because our spine naturally has a curve. Okay, so you want to keep that in the foremost area of your mind to know that the spine has a natural curve. So we want to lengthen it. Okay, now let's reverse cat-cow. Now, next we're going to do a spinal twist and then we'll do a forward fold. Okay, now spinal twist. Let's inhale. We don't need to raise the arms. Let's just inhale and walk the right arm over to the front of the left side of the chair. And you may be at level 1, which would be here, and just breathe. You may be at level 2, so you're going to go a little bit farther back. Again, be mindful, just like I am, of the neck if you have any problems with the neck. Try, if you can, to inhale. And on the exhalation, see if you can just stretch the neck a little bit farther on the exhalation. Again, no ouches. You only go as far as you can. Inhale. And then you may be on level 3. Now we can take that right hand and come all the way back, as far back as we can. And breathe. And then slowly back around. And now, remember, yoga means union. So now we're going to do the opposite side, the right side. So you're going to inhale, exhale, level 1. Breathe. Level 2, a little bit farther back. Only on the exhalation, you begin to stretch or extend, I should say. Inhale, you may be on level 3. And we're going to bring the arm as far back as we can. Level 3. Breathe. Final twist. Now see on the exhalation, if you can move a little bit farther, meaning your drishti will be hopefully on the wall behind you, but not too far. Again, no ouches. I can feel a stretch right through the side of my neck. And breathe. And slowly come back around. Beautiful. Now the final asana or posture before we close will be the forward fold. Now forward fold, what I'd like you to keep in mind is your hip right here, your hip bones, the joints, your flexors. You're going to come forward. First, you're going to inhale. For the forward fold, you slowly come forward, but you flex at the hips. So you're not leading with the head or the chin. You're leading with the hips. Let's say you're at level 1, breathe. You're massaging the hip joints or lubricating them. Inhale. If you're at level 2, you can come a little bit farther down. Again, lead with the hips. But you may be at level 3. Inhale, and you can come all the way down, lengthening the spine, relaxing into the stretch. Breathe 3 times. And then inhale. And then slowly slide those hands back up. Beautiful. All righty. Now, that's our session for this evening. So I'm going to ask you to close. Let's just place our hands together, palms together, and place them right in the center of your chest. Get those shoulders back. And let's come back to the intention. I will increase my flexibility. I will increase my flexibility. I will increase my flexibility. Thank you all for joining me. And remember, this week, practice. If you can do daily practice and breathe also, keep breathing at night, maybe before you go to sleep. You're resting in your bed, lying down. Use the breath. Get to know your breath, your inner body, etc. Okay? And be aware of any sensations. So, everyone, have a great rest of the week. And those that are celebrating July 4th tomorrow, enjoy your holiday. Signing off, Anne for Yoga in Our City Virtual Studio. Good night.